At that moment, the demented Tinky Winky arrived. He let out that goddamn scream every damn time. He had slid down the slide, scaring the shit out of Guardian Tubby. As Guardian Tubby screamed, he fell over, including his hat. As his hat came off from his head, he revealed he had no antenna. What? He did have an antenna. He did have an antenna when in the third Slendytubbies game, while he was infected, he did have his antenna. This must be some lazy writing on the story. Alright then, enough playing around. Enough breaking the fourth wall. Back to this. Alright, who is this? Guardian Tubby frighteningly asked the narrator as he stood up. That was Tinky Winky. The narrator responded. He was responsible for the murder of his own friends, including yours as well. Oh, Guardian Tubby said. But seriously, can you help? He was entirely shut by Tinky Winky, fracturing his limbs and punching around the face and punching through his rib cage. I'm sorry. The narrator concerned. There's nothing we can do, but things have to be the way that they have to be. Then suddenly, Tinky Winky pulled out an explosive C4 that came out of nowhere and activated it, and threw it at the now completely fractured and weak Guardian Tubby. No! This can't be! Guardian Tubby screamed. God help me! No! 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 And then displayed the door of the Teletubbies house. Sorry everyone, my throat is sore. I don't know what's wrong with my throat. As the entire house exploded, Tinky Winky strongly jumped out of the door of the house. It was to say that a slow motion effect was added in the scene, resembling those modern day action movies you watch with your friends. A silhouette of Tinky Winky could be seen in the far distance, staying on the heels of that shot. It stayed as the credits keep rolling, not even showing the so-called Moon Baby, who was entirely a new character in the beginning of this horrible episode. At that moment, fog came out of nowhere, overly covering the whole shot of that, as I stated. After the end credits, Tinky Winky's infected face popped out from the screen, but he looked more different. His fur was a darker and dull purple, and he was covered in blood. His black eyeless sockets seemed to be dripping out blood, and he let that loud, same blood-curdling scream as he pops up, except it was slower, louder, distorted, and seemed to have a demonic effect out of it. I screamed loudly at a scream fight of the intensity after jump scare. After that, the screen cut out with an echo. It showed the Ragdoll and BBC logos, except they were discolored into a dull and dark red filter. And then it cut to the 1997 BBC logo, except it looked more worse than before. It was still sort of more of a darker and dull, and had the audio was even a lot deeper and demonic with the same reverb over it. I rewound the tape and called my mom, and I showed her the footage. She believed me. My mom and I said it was a lot worse than the last episode we recently discovered. I have taken a few screenshots of the episode from the VHS tape before my mom burned it when it was casing. After the accident, I couldn't sleep that night. I had a nightmare where Tinky Winky invaded my bedroom in the middle of the night. He still had that same infected face from Slendytubbies as he arrived, and then he unleashed his loud blood-curdling scream from before as he did that. I have tried so hard to get out of my bedroom, but suddenly he picked out he picked out a dart-shaped knife and tried to stab me. I held Tinky Winky's hand and I picked my baseball bat and we had an epic battle. I almost lose, but Tinky Winky is still alive and says, "You're alive, but your soul are in my hands!" As he jumped at me. Okay, how come he can talk? That doesn't make any sense. He doesn't talk. I mean, in Slendytubbies he can talk, but in this story, wow, lazy writing. What a lazy writing creepypasta story. Wow. He jumped at me. I woke up screaming, alerting my mom from help. I was once taken to therapy after that. And my mom phoned the ragdoll company about the 2 disturbing episodes, which had Tinky Winky going on a murder spree, and how there was a lot of grisly deaths scenes of one of the characters. They said they had no clue on how the episodes were made, but the writer of the 2 episodes revealed unknown. But that was Ted Morgan. Ted Morgan made this episode, just like how he made the anger management episode, which had Tinky Winky kill his friends, and then this happened. He created the aftermath. You may encounter some neglected VHS tapes and DVDs of certain kids shows, with twisted and unheard episodes anywhere. But I advise you to watch one of them at your own risk. But this is what they look like. and yet, this is Tinky Winky's infected face. His fur was covered in blood, and then he was dropped, and then there was blood coming out of his black eyelid sockets.